good evening. This is Rachael with Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness, and I'm here at the studio, and we are about to live stream our candlelight yoga class. It starts at 5:30 now-ish, and will go until 6:30, and it's a gentle flow class with some restorative postures. So tonight, I set up with all kinds of props. So if you're at home, if you want to gather up your things that you have, if you have a bolster, that would be great. You can grab that. If you have 2 blocks, grab those. If you have blankets, grab those. So we're going to set up for some restorative poses in this practice today. So welcome to you guys. I can see that you're starting to log on. It's so funny with Facebook Live. So it goes live, and then it's like a little delay before I know that you guys can hear me. So I'm glad that you guys are here. Yay, Shannon. So we're going to do your favorite pose at the end of class, that new restorative pose that we introduced on Wednesday. So if you guys are just tuning in, if you were not here with us on Wednesday, I offered a restorative pose at the end of class that we'll revisit tonight. We'll also do some other restorative poses. So if you have any yoga props at home, feel free to gather those up. Just take a hold of your bolster, your blankets, your blocks. If you don't have yoga props, don't worry. You can make do with anything you have nearby. If you have some pillows from the couch or from your bed, if you have some spare blankets or throw blankets, throws around, just grab those, whatever you have. You don't necessarily need anything. Hi, Joanne. It's so good to see you guys. Shannon and Joanne, you guys get a gold star for being one of the #1 Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness fans. I really appreciate you so much, and it's so awesome to still be practicing with you guys, even though we're not in the studio. So we've been through it all, from the Yoga Depot to Berkshire Yoga Dance and Fitness to outside to the virtual world, and we're still here together. So I'm so glad to see you guys. Thank you for being here. So I was just mentioning, if you're just tuning in, grab some props if you have them. If you don't worry. You can also do this practice without any props. So no worries if you don't have anything nearby, but I will be offering some restorative poses with props. So let's just get going. So we're a couple minutes past 5:30. We may have some folks logging in as we get going, but I think we've got a nice little group with us here, so we can begin. So I'm going to come to my mat in a moment, and then I'll check in with you guys again at the end. If this is a new practice for you, it's candlelight yoga. It's a gentle class. We'll do some restorative poses with props. If you happen to have any blankets, pillows, blocks, have those nearby. If not, don't worry. We'll flow. We'll do a little bit of standing sequence, and we'll have plenty of time to relax at the end. So it's a perfect way to ease into your 4th of July weekend. So happy early 4th of July. I'm glad that you guys carved out this moment to be here tonight. So let's get to our mat. So as you can see behind me, I have the bolster and the blocks and the blanket set up. So if you have things, gather them up, and I'll guide you into a restorative centering. You can also do this lying on your back, so don't worry if you don't have anything nearby. So let's go. So come onto your mat, and we will begin. All right, happy Friday. So from here, I have myself set up with a bolster, and it's like a yoga pillow, long, heavy yoga pillow, and it's propped up on some blocks. So if you happen to have yoga props nearby, grab your blocks, set those up so you can create kind of like a ramp for your bolster. If you don't have this, don't worry. You could have a pillow flat on the ground. You could have a rolled up blanket or anything. We're just going to try to elevate our back a little bit. I also grabbed some blankets. You could do this with blocks or pillows. I'm going to rest my knees on these when we come into our reclined bound angle. So anything that you have nearby that could kind of cushion your body and support your limbs and your back, gather that up. So we're going to come onto our back. So in every practice that I offer you, we'll always start with a centering, right? So a lot of times, I'm just going to move this mic away. A lot of times we do that seated. Sometimes we'll be lying down or in a restorative pose. Occasionally you'll see teachers offer a centering standing. I prefer to be either on the ground or lying down to kind of drop in before we start to move. So you're going to come here and just let the bolster nuzzle against the low back. Let your head come down. Again, you could be laying back on anything. You could be laying flat on the mat. If you want some extra height for the neck, the head, just put a little pillow or blanket under the head or towel, whatever you have. Same thing with your bottom. If it's too much of a curve in the low back, pick your bottom up, put it on something. And then there's options for your legs here. So they could be nice and wide. You could let the inner thighs and the knees touch. You could just send the legs out straight, or you could let the knees open and you could bring the soles of the feet to the mat. So just find something that would feel good. So for me, I'm going to take this reclined bound angle. So in this pose that we're in right now, if you are propped up on something, it's a real nice way to just open the heart and chest and collarbones and let the arms fall away. And then the legs are getting supported by whatever you have nearby for the legs. Again, whatever you have is perfect. Take a deep breath in through the nose. You can also do this on your back. Exhale a sigh. Do that again. Deep breath in. Exhale a sigh. One more time. Big breath. Exhale. Breathe in through your nose. See if you can just hold for a moment. Through your nose, slowly breathe out. Let the breath gradually leave the body. Follow it all the way out so there's nothing left at the bottom. There's this place where you're just empty of breath. And then fill back up. Breathe into the belly. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe into the heart and chest, all the way to the very top of the breath. And exhale, slowly release the chest. Relax the ribs. And relax the belly. Continue that. So this is your opportunity to drop in, to drop into the present moment, to drop into your body, to really be present in your body, feeling your body from the inside out, becoming aware of sensation. This is your time to connect to your own heart. Notice how you feel right now. These are crazy times. How are you doing? How are you feeling? And let there be space for all of it. All the emotions, without labeling them as good or bad or right or wrong. Just letting there be space for however you are showing up tonight. This is a chance to connect to your breath. Beginning to feel the subtle energy of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Letting the breath be an anchor for your practice. A way to come back home. To reconnect and find that peace and presence and ease that we're all seeking. Let yourself rest. Feel your forehead soften. Let your eyes fall back. Let your jaw relax. Connect to the energy of your heart, right around the heart and chest and collarbones. Feeling the warmth and compassion and love that reside within your heart. Letting that extend to your whole body. Traveling across the chest and collarbones, down the arms, to the fingers and thumbs. Extending down towards the belly and the back, the hips and pelvis. Wrapping around the legs, Letting your whole body be enveloped or protected by this loving, healing energy or shield around yourself. Take another deep breath in. And full breath out. When you're ready, just slide the hands down a little bit towards the outer edges of the thighs if you're in that reclined bound angle variation, and help guide the legs back together. Maybe rest the hands in the belly as you separate the feet nice and wide and let the inner thighs and knees touch. And for some of you, you might have already been in shape. Take a deep breath in. Head to the right without picking it up. The eyes could be closed or a soft gaze. Send your breath, awareness, and attention into the outer left edge of the neck. Take a deep inhale. And full exhale. As you breathe in, roll the head through center. And as you exhale, turn your head the other way. Pause there, deep breath in. Full breath out. On an inhale, come through center. And exhale right where you are. Let the knees separate slightly. Extend the legs towards the front edge of the mat. If they're not already, for some of you, you might already have your legs straight. Stretch the arms either above the head or out to the sides to just take a nice big stretch out over the props, lengthening the spine, stretching the armpits, the fingers, the toes. And then come on to either side, and you could do this either still propped up on whatever you're lying on, or you could do this coming to the ground. So just take a moment to be in a fetal pose or a side lying position, either up on the props that you've gathered or down on the ground. And then use your top arm to help press you up to seated. We can leave everything where it is for a moment. Come into cross legs. Of course, if you'd rather sit up on a prop, feel free to grab something and put it underneath your hips. Inhale, lift the arms out and up. Let your palms touch. And as you exhale, draw that energy right down to your heart. Allow your eyes to close again, just bowing to your heart and connecting to yourself and to any intention that you'd like to set. So as we're moving into this weekend, how do you want to feel this weekend? What do you want to invite into your body or to your mind or your heart? And just holding that emotion or quality and letting that fill your whole body, fill your whole heart, fill your whole mind. Knowing that that's deep within you already. We just need to tap in and access it. And the next time that you breathe in, slide the hands to the ceiling. You can lengthen the arms, lift the face, open the eyes. Exhale, spread the arms wide, bring the chin to the chest, let your fingertips find the ground. And do that one more time. So inhale, it's a regular sun breath. We do this a lot, either seated or standing. And exhale, release. And let's take our nice, easy side stretch. So familiar movement, right arm out and up, stretch up and over just to kind of get into those ribs. And keep flowing here. So come on up. And then stretch the other way. And we'll just take this kind of fluid in and out motion, coming in and out of one side bend to the other side bend. Almost like seaweed in the ocean, flowing back and forth, slow and easy. Moving at your own pace with your own breath. So it could be faster, it could be slower than the rhythm that I'm at, or the cueing that I'm offering. So finding a place that works for you. And then bring both the hands behind you when you come on up. Interlace your fingers, drop your chin, and take one heart opener by pressing the fist down, squeezing the chest open, lifting the throat and face. Exhale, release the gaze and the hands, and then roll the shoulders. You're going to unwind your legs and just sit back. So for some of us, if we had a lot of props, let's take a moment just to clear them away. So I'm going to move these blankets behind me. So if you had anything, just bring it off to the side. And I'm going to move this bolster behind me. So you can, again, just move things to wherever they feel comfortable. And the blocks, if you have them, maybe at the top of your mat, because you can optionally use those later if you'd like. So legs nice and wide, feet to the mat, couple windshield wipers, side to side. Just back and forth. And then the next time that you bring your knees over to the left, turn your head to the right and close your eyes. Or have a steady gaze. If you don't like to close the eyes or would rather not close the eyes, just see if you could focus the eyes on one steady point. That's just as good. So whatever feels best in your body. But when we can have our eyes be still, it can help our minds be still. And then bring your right hand to your right hip. Your left fingers face the back. So familiar hip warm up. Press the hip forward. Look behind you. And then press the hip down. Look to the front or all the way over towards the right. And do that a couple times. You're lubricating the hip, creating some space there. Just warming it up, especially if you've been sitting. I know for many of us that are working from home, you might be in front of a computer all day, right? You might be sitting down more than usual, so just working that out if that's the case. Or maybe you're outside gardening and you could use that stretch too. Or in my case, chasing a 3-year-old around, which also takes its toll. And then lift the right arm up. You're going to tap that right behind you to look to the ground behind you. And then inhale, lift the arm. Come up and over back to the side you came from. And do that twice more. Inhale up. Exhale, tap. Inhale up. Exhale, tap. And then this time when you come up, stay. So lift the arm up. And then like you're going to pull yourself up to the ceiling. Lift it really high up. Lift the ribs up off the hips. Look up. And then bring the hand in front of your shin and take your modified pigeon pose. So you're going to just walk over these pinwheel-shaped legs, and you could be on the forearms, the elbows, the fingers. You could stack the palms. If you had your block nearby, you could put that underneath the forehead if that would feel good, and take a few breaths there. Good. From here, lengthen your spine to come up. Walk your hands back to frame your front knee. And then lift the heart, lift the chest. Look up. Release the gaze back to the ground. Cartwheel the right arm up and over. And then bring the knees up and over to the other side. And you'll just hold. So we started with just that gentle twist, looking away from the knees. And this is a really gentle practice, this candlelight yoga. It's just an opportunity to slow down, to breathe, to move gently, to relax. So we're not trying to push or, gain anything that our bodies aren't looking for. Certainly we'll build some strength and some flexibility and balance, but in a very gentle, easy way, without pushing, without forcing. And then bring the left hand to the left hip, bring the right fingers behind, press the thigh forward, look behind. And exhale, press the hip down, look to the front or look all the way to the side. This is also a chance to just get really familiar with your body. So these flow classes that I offer are linking your breath with your movement. So eventually you'll start to find that rhythm as you breathe in, it presses the hip forward. As you exhale, it sets the hip down. So you start to get lost in this like choreography or rhythm of breath and movement together. And then release the hip down, reach off the hip, look at the thumb or beyond the thumb. So it's almost like this meditation in motion where the mind can start to settle and be still as it flows with the breath and the body. Lift the arm up. Exhale, place the hand down and behind you, look back and down. And then inhale up. Exhale, twist and tap to the side. Do that a couple times. Inhale up. Exhale, tap. Inhale up. And exhale, tap. This time as you inhale up, you're going to stay. And then release the hand down to frame your front shin. Pressing down into the fingers, rise up through the heart, look up. And then go ahead and walk forward. All the way down to the hands or to the forearms. hold there, or open the elbows, stack the palms or the fists. Let your head drop if you'd like. Couple breaths. And lengthen the spine to come up. Walk the hands back. Frame your front knee with your hands. Lift the heart and chest up. Lift the throat and face up. And release the gaze down. Cartwheel the front arm up and over. Bring the knees one time to one side, one time to the other side. And then let the knees come up through center. Wiggle the feet together. Widen the knees. So you're in bound angle, Baddha Konasana. Hold the ankles. Sit up tall and take a forward fold. So you can hinge at the hips. Hold the ankles or the feet. You could press the forearms down into the calves. Keep a long straight back or round the spine. Good. And then lengthen to come up. Let's take a hold of our ankles and just reach the heart up through the arm bones to take that little heart opener to open up the throat and face. And then look back down, slide the hands along the shin bones, catch the knees, bring the legs together, and let's come to all fours. So you can swing the legs around and just come into tabletop. And as you come to tabletop, take some nice big hip circles a couple times to loosen up any last bit of tension that might still be in the back or the knees or the hips. And getting all that moving. And then swing the hips the other way. Good. And then let's take the hips back, big toes touch, knees separate, hips sink, arms extend. Holding here or come to prayer, palms press, elbows bend and forearms come back to the head. Few breaths here. Good. Extend the arms. Shift forward to tabletop, all fours. You're going to have a choice to come to puppy or to downward dog. So bring the knees under the hips. Just take a couple hip wags to feel that IT band and outer edge of the hip, and then curl the toes under. Either send the arms forward and melt the chest and bring the chin or the forehead to the mat. Or come up to dog, hands a little further forward of shoulders, knees float up, and hips press back. So a little more vigorous than some of the movement we've been doing. But whatever your body is ready for or wants, you can pedal the feet out if you're in dog. It's walking the dog, pressing through the heels. Good. And then letting the feet be hip width distance. Take a moment to find a bent knee down dog. So soften the knees, reach the tail high, pull the hips away from the wrists. Let the head hang out. Maybe shake it left to right or up and down. And then let the head hang and then walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. So you'll get to a forward fold, Uttanasana. And give the head a shake. So we're stretching the backs of the legs, the hamstrings, the back. The head shake the other way. Good. Bend the knees and roll up to stand. When you get to the top, take a big sun breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Close your eyes. Come back to your intention. How do you want to feel tonight? How do you want to feel this weekend? Breathe that in. Exhale, release your arms. You're going to walk up near the top of the mat. Take a sun breath. Inhale, lift the arms. And as you exhale for today, take a hold of the sides or the backs of the legs. Bend the knees and round your back like a big cat. So pull the navel and round all the way down. Feel all the way down the backs or sides of the legs so you get to a forward fold little ball. And then inhale, lengthen. Bring your hands to your shins or bring your fingertips to the mat. Stretch out. And exhale, deepen your fold. Bend the knees and fold over your legs. From here, you're going to touch the outer edges of the legs or backs of the legs. Roll up. At the top, fly the arms out and up. And exhale, hands through prayer. You'll take a moment there. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the arms. Do that again. So start with a sun breath, so a big stretch. And then exhale, open, catch the legs, round your back, roll forward and down like a big cat, all the way down. Maybe even touch the ankles, drop the head, drop the hands, touch the ground, and then lengthen. Press the hands into the shin bones, pull the head away from the hips. You're just kind of coming through that C curve. And exhale, release. Same thing with those bent knees. Touch the legs and roll yourself up. At the top, big sun breath. And one more time, exhale, release. Touch your thighs. Oh, we forgot the prayer pose, but it's okay. Round your back. Come on down. You're going to come all the way down. Stay at the bottom. Inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, deepen and hold. Step the right leg back. So here, you might want to have blocks underneath your hands if you have blocks. If not, don't worry, but if you want them, use them. Bend the back knee. And then lift the hips, straighten your legs, bring your head to your shin. Bend the front knee, bend the back knee, lift the heart, breathe in, look up. Exhale, lift the hips, head to shin. And then do that again, bend the knees. And lift the hips, hold here. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, lengthen your spine. And exhale, deepen your fold. Hold here. So we're actually taking elements from a flow that we did this morning, if you happen to be with me at 9, which is our moderate class, our intermediate class. So we're just taking some elements or postures from that and kind of weaving them into a more gentle, slow flow class. Good. And then bend the front knee, walk the hands back to frame that front leg. We're going to pivot to a wide-legged stance. So if you're on the ground or the blocks, you take the blocks with you, bring the left hand inside the left foot and just pivot everything to the long edge of the mat. So walk blocks, walk hands all the way over. So you're in this wide-legged stance, lengthen out, come on the fingertips, pull the head away from the tail, and exhale a deep fold. Extend the arms forward like dog if you'd like, or have the hands to the legs for a flat back, but you're just going to take a few breaths in a forward fold. If there's another variation that you prefer, feel free to come there. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, lengthen your spine, so stretch out. And then from here, bend the right knee just a little bit. Feel your hips dip to the right. So you could have your hands on the legs or on the ground. Come through center. Exhale, bend the left knee. So you're going to flat back. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. And inhale, center. Last time, breathe out, deep fold. Hold the bottom, maybe stretch the arms forward again like dog or any other variation that feels good. Couple breaths. And bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, bend the knees. Place your hands on the thighs, lengthen your spine to come all the way up to stand. Inhale, big sun breath. Exhale, arms shoulder height. Good. Turn your left foot back to the front. So that was your original front leg. Bend the front knee to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, hold. Take a deep breath. And then slow cartwheel. One arm, other arm. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Place your back knee down. If you wanted your blocks, go ahead and grab them. Have your hands on the ground or your hands on the blocks. You could stay right here in this hip flexor or psoas stretch. Or press into the right hand and revolve. Lift the left arm to this knee down. Revolve lunge. Deep breath. And exhale, release. You're going to back out of the hips enough so you can drag this front leg back to meet the back leg. Lift the tailbone, lift the heart. So you're in a cow pose. And then lower knees, chest, and chin. So keep the hips high if you can. Drop the chest. And push through to cobra. Uncurl the toes. Lengthen your spine. Lift the chest up. Exhale, release to your belly. Pressing into hands, take it back to child's to stay. Knees hip width or knees wide. Arms extend or palms to prayer and forearms fold back. Couple breaths in child's pose. You could also have the arms alongside the body. Good. Extend the arms. Slide your hands back underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands to lengthen. Push that away from the tail. You're coming to sit on your heels or come right up to a high kneel. And then inhale, fly up if you're not already there. Exhale, open the arms. Touch the low back. Drop the chin. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, release to table. We're going to take that again. So you'll either come to puppy or dog. So set yourself up, puppy or down dog. If you chose to be in down dog, feel free to take a pedal out. Maybe come on the balls of the feet and drop one heel, bend one knee. Maybe take it the other way. Balls of feet, drop one heel, bend one knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, both your heels drop. You're just going to pause there, stretch out and hold. Breathe. Good. Step feet to hands or hands to feet, as many steps as you'd like. Feet hip width. Give the head a shake, yes. Give your head a shake, no. Let your head hang heavy, bend the knees, and slowly roll up. At the top, big sun breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands through prayer. Eyes can close. Come back to any intention you set. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. Hold from the top. So you're going to start with that sun breath. And as you exhale, the hands are going to touch the legs. So the backs of the legs, the outer edges of the legs, and you're going to round your back like a big cat and roll over the legs. And come all the way down, touch the ankles, drop the head, drop the hands, maybe touch the ground, and then lengthen, bring your hands to your shin bones, press the head away from your tail. Exhale, melt, bend the knees. Place your hands back to the outer edges or backs of the legs, roll up all the way, really doming that back, opening up the backs of the shoulders, and then inhale, fly up. Bring your hands through prayer, this time back through heart center. Eyes could close if you'd like. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, release the arms. Do that again, sun breath. So it starts with a big stretch. And then exhale, open the arms, touch the outer edges of the legs, and round forward, round your back. Touch your legs all the way down. When you get to the bottom, really hang loose. And then inhale, lengthen hands to shins. Press out, press the chest forward, press the tail back, press the head forward. Exhale, melt. Touch your legs, roll up. And inhale, fly up. Come through prayer. Eyes closed or soft gaze. Last time, big breath in. And exhale, release your arms. This is your last time. I'm just going to face this way. Inhale, take a sun breath. Exhale, open the arms, touch your legs, and round your back. Like get like a big cat and roll all the way down. At the bottom, touch the ground, drop the head. Inhale, lengthen, press the head away from the tail. Exhale, deep fold. From here, step your left leg back. So this is that place where you might want to put your hands on your blocks if you have them. But if not, you don't need them. Or if you don't want them, don't use them. Bend the back knee, breathe in, lift the heart. And lift the hips, straighten the legs, bring the head towards your shin. Do that a couple times. Bend the knees, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, lift the hips, head to shin. One more time, bend the knees, lift up, look up. Exhale, lift the hips, head to shin to stay. And then lengthen out, press the head away from the tail, get really long. Either hold or deep fold on the blocks or not. Let's come over that front leg. So it should be a nice stretch for the back of the leg, the hamstring, maybe even the back of the body. So finding stillness here, there's lots of times where we're flowing, moving with our breath, that one breath per movement, in and out of poses. But then a lot of value in those times where we just hold still. Just pausing here, breathing here, stretching the legs, stretching the back. And bend the front knee. Walk the hands back so they're right on top of those blocks or back to the ground. And now we're going to pivot. We're going to come to that long edge of your mat. So you're going to bring the right hand inside the right foot and then walk the ground, walk the blocks or your hands back through center or back to the wide-legged fold. So I have the blocks this time, but you don't need them. Toes forward, heels back. You're in a long spine. And then exhale, a deep fold. You could do this with or without the blocks, like we did on the other side. Any variations, if you want to stretch the arms out forward or hold the legs, whatever would feel good, go ahead and take that. Couple breaths. Good. Lengthen your spine. Good. From here, bend the knees. Bring your hands to your thighs. Press to lengthen or roll up to stand. Take a big sun breath. Inhale, lift. Oh my goodness, we forgot a part. Let's come back. Swan dive. Hold. Oh, surprise. Hold and tabletop. So we're here. That tabletop wide-legged fold. Remember this? We bent our left leg. You're like, yeah, of course I remember that. Good. Come through center. Bend the other leg. Good. Come through center. The good thing, if we forgot this, it would have been okay because it's kind of equal. It's not one of those one-sided moves. Like if I forgot to offer you a warrior 2 on one side, that would feel a little more incomplete. So take that a couple times, just back and forth. Getting into the hips. Good. And then come through center. And now, bend the knees, bring your hands to your thighs. You could roll up or you could lengthen up. Come all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, arms open, shoulder height. For that warrior 2 that we don't want to forget, bring the right foot forward. Bend the right knee. Look out over the front fingers. Take a deep breath. And cartwheel it down, one arm. The other arm, pivot on the ball of the back foot and drop the back knee. If you want your blocks, just grab a hold of them. You can put them underneath the hands or not. From here, you could revolve. Press into the left hand or block and lift the right arm to take a twist to wring out the spine. You'll pause there. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, release the hand. Back out of the hips again. Bring the front leg back to meet the back leg. You're going to lower knees, chest, and chin. So it's kind of like a cow pose. You drop the tail, lift the heart, drop the belly, and then you're going to point the elbows back. Just drop the chest and push through to cobra and curl the toes, lift the chest. Exhale, release to your belly. Come all the way back to child's, hips to heels. Knees could be wide or not. Arms extend or palms press to prayer. Elbows could bend and forearms could fold back. Couple breaths. Good. Extend the arms. Bring your hands back near the shoulders. One more time, you're going to roll up or lengthen up to sit on your heels, just like we did on the other side. Knees right in line with hips now. And stand on the shins. Come on up. Last time. Exhale, open the arms, touch your low back. Fingers down and elbows back. And then lift your heart up. Open up the chest. Exhale, release to tabletop, all fours. Send the right leg back to a 3-limb table. Bend the knee, toe up to the ceiling, and just take a little hip circle. So it looks like this, or like a knee circle. You're just going to circle that leg around. And circle the leg the other way. And then bring that knee through your hands. You're going to slide onto the shin bone and sit up on your heel and lift your chest. So this is like a modified kind of a linear pigeon where the knee is in line with the hips are square. I feel like I don't know if you can quite see, but many of you already know what this is. So the other option is to come into more of a full pigeon, bring the knee out and scooch the shin forward. And you're going to lift the chest up. You could prop up, putting something underneath your bottom. If pigeon just does not feel comfortable in the traditional way with that back leg straight, you could take that pinwheel variation that we did before, right? So when we did the flip-flop of our legs and we ended like this, that could be a choice. You could also do the threaded needle that we do on our back, or the figure four where you have your ankle over your knee on your back. So lift up in your pigeon pose and then come on down. Come onto your hands or come onto the forearms. You could also open the elbows, stack the palms or fists, and let the head drop. Couple breaths, big hip opener. Good, lengthen your spine. Come on up. Walk the hands back, lift the chest, lift the heart, lift the face. Press into the hands, slide the front leg back to meet the back leg. Let the big toes touch. Oh, I just realized I lost part of my mic. Come back to child's pose. Hopefully it's sounding okay. Stretch all the way back. And breathe. Good. Shift forward, tabletop, all fours, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to take the other side. So send the left leg long, three-limbed table, bend the knee, toe up, and circle your knee around one way. And then circle your knee the other way. Then slide your knee right through your hands to come to sit on your heel, knees forward. Walk the hands back, lift the chest up. You could stay here or bring the knee out to the side, scooch the shin forward, and hold. Rising up into that pigeon or any other variation, right? So you could be in the pinwheel shape with the legs. You could be in your figure four on your back, ankle to knee where you pull the legs in. And then come and walk forward if you'd like. And take your time. So many of us hold a lot of tension in our hips. Does that sound familiar? If it does, just ease yourself into this, feeling free to rock, to wiggle, to invite in any movement. You could prop your hip up with a blanket. One side might be drastically different than the other side. That's totally fine. Resting here, coming deep in, opening the elbows, stacking the palms or the fists, and resting. Good. And then come on up. You can walk the hands back to frame the legs. Rise up high, lift the chest. From here, we're going to come to seated. So go ahead and tip onto that front hip and see if you could sweep the back leg all the way around. And you can bring your feet nice and wide like we did in the beginning and take a couple windshield wipers left to right, side to side. Good. And then let's bring the knees up through center, wiggle the feet about hip width, send the left leg forward. Let's have the right foot to the ground, and you can hold the right shin and either take the left leg where it is or bring it in line with the belly button and cross, or it's getting ready for our seated spinal twist that you've most likely done with me before if we practice together. And then lift the right arm up. You're going to twist towards your bent knee, take that knee into the elbow crease, long arm to the earth. Opposite elbow can cross over the lap, palm like a high five, look to the side or over the back shoulder. Take a few breaths there and pause in your twist. Good. Unwind. Take a hold of the front shin. Uncross your legs if it was on top. Open the knee out to the side and bring the sole of your foot to your inner thigh. And then flex the foot of the long leg so the heel is right in line with the hip. Lift your arms up. And if you are rounding your back, try to sit up tall. You can do that by bending the front leg. Take a deep breath. And then reach up and over the leg. And you're going to hold either the leg, the ankle, or the foot, or you could just have the hands to the ground on either side of the foot. And you can keep a long flat back, or you could round the spine and drop the head. So whichever would feel better. Take a few breaths. Good, lengthen to come up. And let's just switch sides. You can bring your hand to your knee, bring that leg back up, send the leg forward, and bend the opposite knee. So we'll set up for our spinal twist first. The long leg can come in line with the belly button. And that leg can cross on top. Hold the shin, sit up. Lift the left arm, same arm as leg. And then twist to the bent leg. Take it into the elbow. Let the long arm come down towards the ground. Hug in there, or take elbow across the lap. Look to the side or over the back shoulder. Good. Unwind your body. Take a hold of the front shin, unwind your legs. And then like we did on the other side, open the knee. Plug the sole of your foot into your inner thigh. Flex the foot of the long leg. Sit up tall, lift the arms. And then reach up and over your leg. Hold the ground, the leg, the ankle, the foot. Keep your flat back, long spine, or round over your leg. A few breaths. Good, lengthen to come up, all the way up. And then bring your hand to your bent knee, bring that leg back up, and then stretch it long. Let's set up for our final restorative pose. So it'll take a couple minutes just to get you into this. And then you have an option to stay in this for Shavasana. So if you were here on Wednesday, it's going to be the same thing that we closed with. So you kind of know where you're headed. Go ahead and get yourself set. For those of you that were not here on Wednesday, I'm going to guide you into this restorative pose. So I'm going to be using all of my props. You can do this at home with a variety of things. So the first thing we're going to do is set up a bench for our legs. So I'm going to do this by using 2 blocks, and I'm having them about 6 inches away or so. And then I'm going to take the bolster and lay it across these blocks, so it creates like a table. You could also create a place for the legs. The legs, you're going to be lying on your back. The legs are going to kind of drape on top of this. So you could also create something by stacking up some pillows, stacking up some blankets, or letting your legs drape on a couch, on a chair, on a hassock, whatever you have nearby that's about between here and here, something about that high. Coffee table, so any of that would work. I'm going to use the blankets too, like we did on Wednesday, and this is just going to be to prop my arms up. So I'm sending these out kind of like wings off of my mat. You could also do this with any blanket that you have at home or any pillow that you have at home, articles of clothing, whatever you have nearby that you could kind of mush underneath the arms. But if you don't have anything, don't worry. You could also do legs up the wall. So if you're like, I don't have a coffee table nearby or a chair, anything, but you happen to be in a room where there's a wall, you could kind of scooch the legs up the wall. Scooch your bottom to the wall and bring your legs up. But ultimately what's going to happen here is we're going to bring our bottoms forward. I'm going to kind of lean back onto my arms so I can show you. And I'm going to bring my legs on top of this table that I created. And it's up to you how close you want to be. So they don't have to be a 90-degree bend, but they could be a 90-degree bend. I'm a little further away from a 90-degree bend. And I'm going to just come onto my back. So I'm trying to just get a place where my legs can be propped up. So now you can see from this shape that you could do this by putting your legs really up on anything that you have nearby. So put the legs up on something if you can, or put the legs up on the wall. Or if you don't have anything, take that restorative rest pose where you have your feet nice and wide and you let your inner thighs and knees touch. That's a good option. You could also let the legs drain here by just lifting them up to the ceiling and kind of softening the legs and the feet. That could be another choice. So lots of ways that you can get into this final relaxation pose that we're going to take together. The blankets are going to support my arms. So my arms are like Shavasana, long line from shoulders to fingertips. And I'm putting these like right beneath my elbows. So my elbow's not on this, but my lower arm bone is. And the backs of my hands and wrists are. So it's just kind of elevating my hands a little. So I'm really feeling like here I am to receive whatever I need tonight. So let the hands rest, open up the palms, let your body rest, let the legs drain, let the feet relax. So set yourself up, use whatever you have at home. It's perfect. It does not have to be this like really specifically aligned situation, but if you feel comfortable, you're doing great. So set yourself up so you feel comfortable. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale a sigh. Do that a couple more times. Breathe in. This is a letting go breath. In through the nose. Exhale a sigh. Feels so good maybe on the low back. Take another deep breath. Let it out. Good. Breathe in through your nose. Hold. Through your nose, slowly release the breath. Let your breath start to find its own pattern or rhythm or shape. As you're breathing, just take a moment to scan your body. Maybe starting at the top of the head, feeling the head, the skull resting on the ground. Feeling the muscles across the forehead. And noticing if you are holding any tension there. That's a place where oftentimes, I know myself, I can tend to like wrinkle my forehead or hold a lot of stress in my forehead around my eyes. So seeing if you could just relax your forehead. Feel that just wide open, soft, relaxed forehead. That's also that place of your third eye or intuition, that inner knowing right between the eyebrows. So feeling like you could let that relax, like just let that open up. Be really open to tapping into that, to being in tune and guided by your intuition, guided by that inner knowing, that gut feeling, that heart feeling that we all have. Let that spill across the forehead, around the eyes and the face. Let your jaw relax. Feel your heart soften again. Imagining that warm, loving, energetic field around the heart can start to widen and broaden. So that energy starts to radiate from the heart to your whole body. Enveloping the body in love, in peace, in grace. You're protected, you're safe. Keeping that shell around the body so nothing else can penetrate that. No matter what else is going on around you, outside of yourself, outside of this inner love and peace and well-being that you're cultivating, knowing that you're protected all the time. Let your belly soften and rise and fall effortlessly with the breath. Feel your arms and legs long and relaxed all the way out to the tips of the fingers and toes. Feel your hands soft, open to receive. Let your upper body relax. And your lower body relax. Feel your whole body surrender and let go. And take a couple moments here in stillness and silence, enjoying this rest and taking in whatever you need from tonight. You're welcome to stay as long as you'd like here. So if your time allows for it and you'd like to be in this restorative pose for a little longer, that's great. Please feel free to stay. If you're ready to transition out, begin by just noticing the breath again. Just deepening the breath again. Become aware of the shape of your body without needing to move or disturb your body. Eventually, as you tune in to physical sensations in the body, you might want to bring movement back in, noticing just fingers or toes or real gentle, subtle movement in any way that feels good, like you're touching the air around you, reconnecting to the space. And then in your own time, if you're ready, just come to either side so you can kind of press into whatever the feet and legs are resting on. So you can scooch the hips over and roll onto the left or the right. We'll just be here for a moment. Just rest the head for a second. Let your body acclimate to being on your side. Use the top arm to press yourself up. You can come to cross legs. We'll just be here again for just a moment to close out practice together. So coming into cross legs, sitting on the ground, or anything you have nearby that you want to sit on. Let the backs of the hands touch the knees. Let the palms open up and sit up tall. Feel your breath again. Notice how you feel in your own body right now. Become aware of any shift in your body, in your physical body. Any shift energetically, any shift in the heart and the mind. How do you feel now versus when you began? Just noticing. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. On your inhale, bring your hands together to prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Let the palms meet in front of the heart. And exhale to bow your head to your heart. We'll end together on the sound of Om, the sound of community. Starting with a letting go breath. Take a deep inhale. Exhale a sigh. Good. We'll begin. Deep breath in. As your head bows back to yourself, taking one last moment to honor the divinity and the light that shine within you. Namaste. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your Friday night with me and your practice with me. I wish you an awesome weekend. Happy 4th of July, and I'll see you again real soon. So thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure to always be with you guys. So great to see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great weekend. It looks like it's going to be beautiful out, so enjoy the sunshine. Sandy, welcome. I'm so glad you could join us tonight. So I'll see you guys soon. Some of you I will see on Sunday. I can't wait to be up on Mount Greylock with you. So thank you for those that registered for Sunday. I just sent an email before I arrived here at the studio tonight with some information on our outdoor classes. So if you're interested in being outside this summer to practice, you can check your email or Facebook. I posted the email to our Facebook page so you can get details on all of our outdoor classes. My class on Mount Greylock is booked on Sunday. We're limited to 9 people, but there is a wait list. So if you're not in that and you want to maybe possibly attend, you could add your name to the wait list or to one of the future Sundays that I'll be teaching up there. And same thing on the lake. I think this Saturday is booked, but the Saturday after tomorrow, but there is space in other classes and a wait list that was not working before, but now it is working. So if you tried to get on the wait list, it was not working, but now it is. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Joanne. You guys are awesome. Sandy, Marilyn, I'm so glad to see you. Thank you for being here, for tuning in. Cool. So happy 4th. Enjoy this weekend, and I can't wait to see you guys again. So we'll keep connecting online and outdoors now, and eventually maybe back in the studio someday. So until then, be well and take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. I miss you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Virtual hugs. See you soon. Bye, Chris.